The years your investing account looks the most broken are the years it's working exactly the way it's supposed to. I know that sounds backwards, but 3 beliefs are quietly talking people out of their own money, and I want to take them apart one at a time because every single one of them is wrong in a way that costs real dollars. Myth number 1, if it's not growing yet, it's not working. Here's what that actually looks like in a real account. Put $300 a month into a broad market index fund, earning a realistic 7% a year after inflation, not the flashy 10% headline number. The honest one? After inflation quietly takes its cut, end of year 1, the market hands you back $118 for 12 months of showing up. Year 3, your gain for the entire year is around $700. Year 5, about wowing $300. You've contributed 18,000 of your own paychecks and the market's added maybe 3,500. Total. That's not the strategy failing. That's percentages doing math on a small pile. 7% of $10,000 is $700. 7% of 50,000 is 3,500. 7% of a quarter million is over 17,000. Same rate. Wildly different dollars. And the only thing that changed is the size of the pile the rate is working on. Think about what that actually feels like. You open the app on your phone, the balance barely moved from last month, and your brain, which expects a straight line, put in 300, see 300 worth of progress quietly files the whole thing under not working. That feeling is real, it's just measuring the wrong decade. So here's a number worth sitting with, divide what you contribute in a year by your expected return, and you get the exact balance where the market's yearly gain finally equals what you put in yourself. At $300 a month and 7%, that number is $51,400 below that line. Your paycheck is doing more work than the market. Above it, the market takes over, and most people never learn that number exists, so they have no idea how close they are to it or how far. Now, here's what that stat doesn't tell you. It assumes you stay invested the whole time at that exact rate without pulling money out. Real life doesn't always cooperate. A 1% expense ratio, easy to miss on a fund fact sheet, can quietly remove somewhere around 17% of your ending balance over 30 years. The line still exists. Fees just push it further away and make you wait longer to reach it. Myth number 2, how much you save matters more than when you started. This one feels obviously true. It isn't. Not every dollar you invest is worth the same, and that single sentence is the whole myth falling apart. A dollar invested in year 1 of a 30-year run has 30 years to compound. At 7%, it roughly turns into $8 by the finish. A dollar invested in the final year has almost no time at all. It's still worth close to $1 when you stop. Same dollar, same fund, same person. One of them worked for 3 decades, the other barely clocked in. Scale that up, and it stops being a curiosity and starts being uncomfortable. Contribute $300 a month for your first 5 years of investing. That's $18,000 out of pocket, and by year 30, that early money alone can grow into something like $123,000. Now take your final 15 years of contributing the same $300 a month. That's $54,000, 3 times as much money going in. By year 30, it's worth around $95,000. Read that again. $18,000 invested early can out-earn $54,000 invested late. It was never mostly about how much you put in. It's about how long each dollar gets to work before you need it. Now I want to be honest about the limits of that comparison. It assumes you stay fully invested the entire 30 years without touching the account. No down payment, no emergency, no early withdrawal. Real life pulls money out sometimes, and every dollar you pull early loses whatever runway it had left. The math above isn't a promise. It's what happens if the dollars are left alone to do their job. And here's a truth that should genuinely bother you. Waiting even 1 year to start with everything else identical can cost tens of thousands of dollars. By the finish line, often several times more than the amount you saved by delaying. The most expensive year in investing isn't the year the market crashes. It's the year you meant to start and didn't. Myth number 3, starting late just means saving harder. This is the one that sounds like a fair trade. Work harder now. Make up for lost time. The math doesn't let you make that trade evenly. Start at 28, putting away $300 a month. And by the numbers we've been using, you end up with roughly $366,000 after 30 years. Start at 43 instead. And to land in that same neighborhood, you'd need to invest almost $600 a month, nearly double, for over 2 decades straight. You'd hand over roughly $155,000 of your own money to arrive at a number. The early starter reached having contributed about $108,000 total. That's not a punishment for being lazy. It's the tax on time you can't buy back. You can double your contribution. You cannot double how many years a dollar has to grow. And if you start late and don't adjust adjust the contribution at all. The shortfall isn't a rounding error you can shrug off later. It's the difference between a retirement plan and a recalculation you're doing in your late 50s, under pressure with far fewer options. Now, I want to be upfront about something, because none of this works the same for everyone. The Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances, the most thorough look at household wealth in the country, shows the median retirement balance for households under 35 sits around $18,000. For ages 35 to 44, about $45,000. That second number is below the crossover line for a typical saver. The households in their prime earning years, the ones with the fewest years left to compound, mostly haven't reached the point where the market outworks them yet. And here's what that stat alone doesn't tell you. Those numbers only count households that have a retirement account at all. Close to half of American households don't. For them, there's no crossover line to compare against. Because there's no account compounding in the background in the first place. That's not a willpower problem. That's a starting line problem. And it deserves its own conversation, not a guilt trip tacked onto the end of this one. For ages 45 to 54, the median climbs to about $115,000. For 55 to 64, the last stretch before retirement, about $185,000. Those numbers climb, but they climb slowly for exactly the reason we just walked through. Most of that growth is still contribution, not compounding, because most households never got far enough past the flat decade for the curve to take over. But you are not a median. The Fed's numbers describe millions of households averaged. Together, they don't know your rent, your raise last spring, or the account you already opened and forgot about. Your line is your contribution divided by your return, not somebody else's. So picture the account that keeps going instead of quitting at the flat decade. By year 15, its yearly gain permanently overtakes what you're contributing, and it never gives that lead back. By year 25, you've roughly tripled your own money. By year 30, a single year's gain can be nearly 7 times what you put in that year more than your entire first decade of gains combined from a fund that never changed, at a rate that never changed. The only thing that changed was the size of the pile, the same 7% had to work with. That's the part almost nobody tells you when you're standing in year 5, staring at a number that looks like nothing. So go back to that first line. The years your account looks the most broken are the years it's working exactly the way it's supposed to. It was never broken. You were just standing too close to it to see the curve start to bend. This was never really a story about willpower or luck or picking the right fund. It was about whether you gave your money enough calendar time to stop needing you. So tell me, did you start investing before 30 or after? Just an age is fine. If this hits differently, subscribe. Finn posts every week and he don't waste your time.